Joining us now in the arena, Republican Senator from Louisiana, John Kennedy. He sits on the Senate Judiciary Committee. Senator, wonderful to see you, as always. Unusual for Senator John Thune to display the anger that you saw there. Now he's telling us that he's going to personally engage with Democrats. Why now? What is the change in the dynamic?
Well, yeah, Thune did get a little hot and bothered. You know, I don't pay much attention to that stuff unless somebody gets stabbed, and then I'll pay attention. We're day 29 of the shutdown. It's a soap opera. If I were naming this soap opera, I'd call it As the Stomach Turns. There's a lot of melodrama. It's not going to end, Kasie. I don't care what anybody tells you, and John can meet with Chuck and this and that and the other, but it's not going to end until enough senators take their egos out back and shoot them. And so far, that hasn't happened. And I do not see an off-ramp. I don't. If we did agree, and I don't think we could, but if we did agree on something on health care, it's got to pass the House. And I don't think well, of course the House isn't in, but I don't think it could pass the House right now. I'm biased, but I think the mistake that Senator Schumer made when he said, no, I'm going to shut it down, he asked for, it was such a big ask. I mean, when you add it up, it's like 1.5 trillion and wants us to gut the Affordable Care, the Big Beautiful Bill like a fish. And it's just, he's so far out there, it's hard for him to get back off that limb. If he'd had something more reasonable, we might be talking. But anyway, that's kind of where we are. I'm not proud of it. My guess is the American people are thinking to themselves, a pox on both of our houses, and I can't blame them.
Do you get the sense that there is a change in the dynamic around a willingness to talk that's going on right now? I mean, SNAP benefits in particular, I mean, there's, millions of people in Louisiana who potentially are going to suffer.
I think the SNAP issue, look, I don't want to see people in America go hungry. Nobody does. I think that the SNAP issue will turn up the pressure, which is probably a good thing in terms of getting it settled. And this, no disrespect to Senator Thune, but he can have all the meetings he wants to with the Democrats on the Affordable Care Act and make all the deals that he wants to, but he's going to have to sell that to the Republicans in the Senate. I'm not going to vote some way just because the majority leader tells me to. And more importantly, he'd have to sell it to the House. And that's what I'd really like to see us do. I don't know that Chuck would agree to it. I'd like to see us open government back up and have an honest discussion about how we can fix the Affordable Care Act. I mean, subsidies or not, the premiums on the Affordable Care Act are going through the roof. Something's wrong. That's an indication that they're not working, and we need to fix it or start over and do something else. But that's not going to happen until, once again, people take their egos out back and shoot them. And so far, they're not willing to do that.
So speaking of both the House and the possibility for finding a health care plan that will be affordable for Americans, Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene put this up on the X platform this week. She said, quote, apparently I have to go into a SCIF, that, of course, a place where you read classified information, to find out the Republican health care plan, implying that there isn't one. And she's been pretty vocal complaining about this generally. What do you say to her?
Well, I think the Congresswoman, first, she's entitled to her.
In this interview, Senator John Kennedy delivers a colorful, humorous, and brutally honest take on the ongoing government shutdown and the stalemate over health care reform. He mocks Washington's political drama, saying it's like a soap opera and that senators' egos are the biggest obstacle. He criticizes both parties, blaming Senator Schumer for making unrealistic demands and calling out his own side for being just as stubborn. Kennedy also points out how the Affordable Care Act, Obamacare, is struggling, with high premiums and heavy government subsidies going straight to insurance companies. He floats some alternative ideas, like high-risk pools and association plans, but he's skeptical that real reform will happen while politics remain this divisive. He lightly jokes about Marjorie Taylor Greene's frustration with the lack of transparency in Republican healthcare planning, explaining that nothing can stay secret in Washington because it dad that's renad the dan dad read an sardan pinzand the dan dan dem the dai dan tan dan Verstanik. Finally, he wraps it all up with a signature Kennedy punchline, comparing Congress to kids in a minivan, and saying even aliens are avoiding Earth because of how ridiculous politics has become. This video captures Senator Kennedy's trademark blend of wit, frustration, and folksy charm. Beneath the humor, he's making a serious point that Washington's dysfunction is driven more by ego than ideology. He's not offering easy answers, but he's cutting through the noise with plain talk that resonates with ordinary people who are tired of partisan gridlock.